And welcome along and welcome back to Attingham Park. Today we've got several jobs to do on the farm. We've got two fields that need mulching. We've got a field that needs planting and seeding. That is field 3. That is going to have the winter wheat put in that. And we need to roll the two fields that we have been planting over the last 2 days. So 12B needs to be rolled, and field 3 will need to be rolled as well once that has been seeded. So we are going to crack on with that. Starting off with this 12 field A, we're going to get the mulcher running on there. So let's bring this up and have a look in here. We are going to be concentrating initially on 12B, 12A, and 3. We're going to get courseplay working in 12A and 3. So let's start this off here. We've got the mulcher in here. So courseplay field work, yep. Target position is this corner here. Field position is this field. Open courseplay generator. Yeah, that should do us well for that. So generate a course. And there we go. So it's going to be starting off at that bottom corner and working its way out. Finishing up in this corner. And, oh, the sun is coming up now as well, which is great news. So we want to start this off in this bottom corner. And we're going to be in a really, really good position. We have... it's October. We're going to hit the window for getting the winter wheat in. Today is the last day to get the winter wheat in. If I have time, I might get a field of canola in and get that spaced out a little bit. But we'll see how we go. First waypoint, though, for this. And away it goes. Which is brilliant. We can get the county off. We can get this field mulched. And getting this and the other field mulched that we got left, which is field 1, that will set us up very nicely going into the new year. So our second job today is to get this up and running. I think we've got plenty of seed in this. We don't have a huge amount of fertilizer, so that might stop us running in a little bit. But we currently also have no courseplay course set up for this. So let's create job. Target position. I'm going to target this top corner to finish on. Field position is 3. First waypoint, yes. Let's generate a course. And again, this one should be fine. We've got 2 headlands, only 1 tool. So that's all good. And it's going to start at the top end and actually going to finish in the corner we're in. So it's completely ignored that target position. But never mind. Let's head into here then. Yeah, it'll finish in this bottom corner. Start the engine. And we'll head up to the top corner to get this started. And it's starting just up this top corner here. First waypoint, and away we go. And yeah, drive forward a little bit and off it goes. So we've got wheat going in here. Let's check. Yeah, there we go, wheat going in, so that's perfect. And we'll have to keep an eye on that. We should have enough tractors kicking around today to get all of our work done. So let's jump in this next. This is going to be us doing the rolling. We're going to be in the 7810 state. Getting the rolling done. We're probably going to have to stop a couple of times to get the seeder refilled with, well, fertilizer initially and seed maybe later. That's not a huge field 3, so it might do okay, but we'll have to see. Shouldn't cause us too much trouble. We've got the zebra back at the farm. That will work pretty well at running around and getting stuff done. I did get the trailer back from the field here and get that all back to the farm, so we should be okay for that. Looks like we... Oh, no, maybe I didn't. I think I can see we've got a bag of seed there. Yeah, we didn't. So I'm going to have to pop down here with the zebra, actually, and get that done. I thought I'd got that back to the farm, so yeah, that's a little bit weird. But this should be a fairly easy job for us. Getting all this rolled and done, it will be good. And everything else, we're going to have some nice big planting windows. It's only really that I want to get the wheat in the winter that has made things a little bit rushed here. Should mean that we go into into November and December without too much worry. I think we're going to be in a great position going into the next year. Probably going to be able to skip most of the winter because we won't have that much to do, and then we will we'll come back into the spring, into March, and get the canola planting going. There's a nice width to these rollers. They work well for getting across the size of fields we've got. Of course, field 12 we've had to split into 3 because of our size of equipment, but this does seem to fit this size really quite nicely. It works for what we need. These are the upgraded versions, of course, of our rollers that we used last year, the pull behinds. We needed to get them in a more transportable way, and these fold up very nicely for us to use on field 6. And yeah, they are working really, really well. It is gone 9:05, and we're not hugely into the field. It's going to take us a little while to get this job done, but we're far enough in that I'm feeling confident we're going to get all of our stuff rolled today before it starts to germinate next month. Yeah, these are going to help us get through this and get this job done pretty quickly, which is very good news. As I expected, we need to refill the fertilizer on the seeder, so I'm bringing all of our seeds and fertilizer back. We are going to need to drop the seed big bag we've got in the front off and grab one of the fertilizer big bags off the trailer. It's struggling a little bit with this though, and I'm not putting this down here because, well, that trailer's already fairly angled. It's not going to be able to easily be unloaded at the side of the field here. Let's go down a range, see if that helps it. And yeah, it's not too bad, but it's going a bit slow now. That's all right. We just bring this in here, and you'll see what I mean as soon as I get out of this tractor. How angled this trailer is. I think we need a dolly for this job. As much as I hate to admit it and hate to grab a dolly trailer for this kind of job, we kind of need to, because we need to pull behind whatever it is we're pulling with this weight on the back. And as much as I love this little New Holland trailer and how much it actually works really well for us, it is a problem if I can't connect it low. If I have to connect it high, like on the weight, then we do end up having a problem. It's not a huge problem. It's just that, yeah, that trailer is then tipping a long way back, and it's a bit of an unnatural angle, really. So let's get this tractor pulled forward a little bit, and then we can refill it. So start you up, pull you forwards, like so. Go and open the back up. Yeah. And then we should have enough space to come in here and refill the fertilizer, which is at the front of this seeder. Like that. And it's not quite going to take the whole bag, or is it? Yeah, no, it is going to take the whole bag. Fine. Let's move this back out of the way then and go park this back up. Although first, I'm going to get the seeder going again, because there's no point in wasting time driving back and forth while this isn't working. So back to here. And we are actually on this end of the field. I'm going to go over this in a minute, but you might see that we're massively overcompensating here, really, for our nitrogen levels, and actually putting a little bit more on than we might need. That is because this is a very varied field. Bottom end of this field, we need more nitrogen because the type of soil. We've got clay soil here. Yeah, silty clay here. And then if I come over here, yeah, not too far away, you see it switches to loam. And if we look at the nitrogen level, it's okay here. So it's, yeah, it's not enough nitrogen there. So it's an odd field 3. It's very mixed and is a little bit of a pain to do when we're not running either the variable seed rate or the variable fertilizing rate. In both cases, it just causes a bit of a problem, and we have to kind of even it out in order to get it to work. I'm loving the view from here. I can see my 2 other tractors in the distance working away, getting themselves to the position where, in fact, I think our mulcher is about to finish by the looks of things, while our seeder has got stuck on the trees. So what I think I'm going to have to do, as much as I'd love to spend my day in the 7840 here, we are going to need to put a hired worker on this, get this field done with that, because there is plenty of space for it to turn around here and do it. So we'll put a hired worker on here rather than getting the course play to run it, and then we'll come back and we'll do the headlands later. Meanwhile, I'm going to deal with this, which is, yeah, we will take a hand and get the rest of this done. So take the hired worker off, back it out, and we'll get this field finished off. This is part of the reason why I considered removing the trees from this part of the field, because, well, they get in the way of when we're seeding and doing everything. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. Of course, this doesn't turn on. It's been a while since I've used this seeder. Just put it down and away we go. Nice direct seeder, this Massey Ferguson, and so it works well for us. Means we don't have to use a cultivator on any of our fields or use a plow or anything. We do need to plow. No, in fact, on this field we're okay. In fact, none of our farm needs plowing anymore, so that's good. And we're not planting any crops that require plowing each year either. So we are just purely direct seeding and doing a lot less damage to the ground as a result. And that means that the environmental score is going up. If we have a look in here, our environmental score is up to 80, which is crazy. On here, if we zoom in, we should be able to see the environmental scores. Where are we? Yeah, let's click on that. Normally it shows me the there we go. The soil information. So 83% on field 1, 83% on 12 and 3, and 62% on 6. So when we get 6 up, that is going to make it even higher. Our bonuses when we come to sell this year are going to be massive because we've got such a strong environmental score. And part of that at the moment is because we are direct planting, and we are and we're using soil information, and we're just basically treating the land really well, and it's just gonna give us such a massive bonus on top of what we've already got coming, which is a huge amount later in the year. So I'm really happy. This is turning out really well, and we're looking at having a huge bonus come December when we start selling crops off. One advantage of taking control and doing this myself is that I'm going to be able to finish on the field where I want to. So whereas Courseplay had set me up to finish in this bottom corner, I'm actually going to finish in that top corner near the actual roadway into and out of the field. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit better for us from that point of view. Also, I'm trying to square things up quite nicely. We should be in a good place as far as that goes as well. And for 2 headlands, this has got quite an overlap with this. So, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised at how thin the side of this field is. It is working well, though, and we have got a good amount into the field. We've got we've got a higher than needed nitrogen on the clay part of the field, and a lower than needed nitrogen level on the other part, on the loam section of the field. So yeah, this is a really, really disjointed field, and it's always gonna yield okay on the silty clay and a little bit under without the automatic adjustments. But that's how we're playing at the moment until we modernize our tractor fleet. We can't really change that. But given how much money we might get this year, that's a distinct possibility. Although I think I'd rather continue on our aim and our target of increasing the size of our farm and owning this top corner of the map. And there we are. By midday, we've almost got this field complete. I'm very, very tempted to go and get some canola in. My biggest worry is if we go and do a field of canola now, that's either going to be field 1 or the top end of field 12. So field 12C would be the alternative. Both cases are big fields, fairly large fields, and I don't think I could get them rolled today. So I think our best bet is not to push ourselves too far. And instead, I think we want to see if we can actually get the jobs that we need to get done first, and then go from there. I'm very, very happy, though, with our 8340 finishing both of those fields. Let's go and see how far our roller has gotten. And on the way to our roller, actually, our county's finished. So this needs moving fields. Let's start this up. Let's clear that. And yeah, this does need to head over to field 1. So we couldn't do field 1 anyway. That wouldn't be possible to plant that. And because we need to get the mulching done on it with the county, so we couldn't see that, and then we wouldn't be able to do all of 12C today. 12C is just too big, so I'd rather have a couple of days clear run at these 2 fields in March and get the canola in there then. And stagger things a little bit. So I'll stagger our harvest a little bit as well, which is good. Yeah, if we get a good window on each of these fields, we'll be doing very nicely. Let's bring this into here, and let's set a course. So fieldwork course generated, looking pretty good. Let's head out of here then. And see exactly where our first waypoint is, just over there. We'll finish in this bottom corner. Couldn't have actually asked for a much better setup. Although, how many headlands have I got on this? That looks like quite a few. Oh yeah, it's 3 headlands setup we have on this, because the turning circle on this county is absolute rubbish. So yeah, it needs a good amount of space to turn. It's blocked by me, but we're looking pretty good, so away it goes. And so finally we can head back down here and see how this is doing. I am going to take over from my hired worker, save ourselves a little bit of cash, and keep rolling. Although if I miss spots, that's gonna cause issues. There we go. And yeah, we'll continue on this field. and get this finished, and then I'd need to get to field 3. I'm not too worried. We are well into this field. I think we're about 2/3 of the way through now. We are going to have a bit of headland to do because unlike the hired worker, I'm not lifting these rollers at the ends. I'm turning and coming back the other way. But this is all going well. We are getting through this field. We should get all the jobs we want to get done today done, and we will be very nicely set up, as I said before, going into winter with a lot less stress than we had last year. I think something to be aware of later in the year when we, or early next year, the next March, when we come to seed 12C, is how long it's going to take to seed that field and to roll it, and then also to do field 1. Our biggest issue very much is that it takes a while to get them seeded, and we can't leave it to all be rolled in one day. We need to get started rolling it really the same day. So I'm gonna be trying to think of solutions to that. And it's because we have to roll it before the end of the month, and we have 2-day months. It takes 2 days to seed both fields. It takes about a day each, given what we know about how long it took to seed this field and how long it took to seed field 3. And that we can roll both these fields in a day because field 3 is so much smaller, and we will get through it in a third of the time, or we'll get through it in a third of a day, I should say. Sorry. So 12C and 1 are much bigger fields, and doing them back to back with the canola in March is very much going to mean having to roll it immediately. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that, see if I can work out the best way to do that. I think it's probably going to be me on the seeder with the roller following behind, but obviously we want to make sure that the roller doesn't overtake us and doesn't cause us too much issue. All in all, though, for today, it's worked out pretty well. It has. We are very near the end of the end of the field. We've got some cleaning up to do on the headlands, but otherwise. We should get onto field 3 with this today, and we should have field 1 mulched. That will be an interesting one because we spent a big chunk of the day doing 12A with the mulcher. I'm intrigued to see how far the county gets into field 1. If it doesn't mulch the whole field, that's not the end of the world. We've got November. Well, we got till March. To get the field mulched, so it can always finish that off next day, but the important thing is to get these 2 fields that we have the winter wheat into now, get them rolled so that we can maximize the yields on these as much as possible. Just finishing cleaning up the headlands. We are well, I'm not quite gonna end up where I wanted to. My original plan had been to end up at the bottom corner, directly diagonal from where I am now. Unfortunately, I didn't quite work it out properly and went one road too far. So we're going to finish up at this top corner up here. But we have got this field done, which is great. So that is going to maximize the yield for this. We're now going to go head over to field 3, try and do the same thing over there, get that done. We've got a couple of hours. It's not a massive field. I'm expecting it to get done, even if we have to go a little bit beyond 5:30. But we should have this all set up today. So like with the seeder, I'm going to start in this bottom corner here. Line myself up and drop this down. It takes longer to drop the roller down than you think. But it's done, we're in, and away we go. This field really isn't taking long. We are, what, nearly halfway through it, and we have taken about half an hour in game to do it. I'm quite happy with that. That's really, really good progress, and means that this is going to be done in no time, which is utterly fantastic. We might even get a chance to check out the pigs today and see how they're doing. They're not producing. I'm thinking of the pigs. I did have a quick check of them before we started. They are not producing a huge amount of manure, but they only really need to produce enough to keep the gardens going. We need to check on the gardens, actually. I don't know what the state of those are either. But yeah, the pigs and the gardens are soon going to be pretty self-sufficient. They will use a little bit of seed, but otherwise they should be fertilized from the manure the pigs produce, and that should keep things going there rather nicely. And that is probably the best way to do pigs. As I said earlier in the series, they are a multi-year thing, pigs. You won't see a return on your investment for quite some time, but it should be a pretty good return on investment when you do. So I'm intrigued. I think, as I said, it's going to be a late stage thing with the pigs. We should end up overall with them, but they're not something that's going to earn us money as this series goes on. They're going to be something that earns us money probably towards the end of it instead. It gets really fiddly towards the top end of this field, and as a result, it's making us take a little bit longer around here. It's not a problem. It is only 5:05, so I'm way within my time aims for today. I like to try and get things finished by about 5:30 on the farm. If we're going beyond that, then we're really trying to push it towards the end of the day. But here we're doing okay. We've got this end of the field all done. We've just got the headlands to clean up, so we'll go around and do that now. And I'm trying to do this without lifting the rollers. If I can get this field rolled without lifting the rollers, it's much more realistic. So I'm liking that a lot better when I can hit the realism side of things. All in all, though, this has gone well today. End of the day, and we've got everything we aimed to get done today done. And before 5:30. Fantastic. I mean, what more could I ask for? It's the stress has disappeared from the farm because we are able to get everything done with the number of tractors that we've got now. It is just right to get the farm moving. And it's going to be interesting because as the farm expands, we're going to find ourselves busier, but we should be able to handle it. I am going to have to come back down this headland because look at that. Huge area missed. Yeah, it's all right. I kind of expected that a little bit. And yeah, we're struggling to get all of this last row as well. Although, there we go. Once we're a little bit straighter, we're all right. So, yeah, we've got a little bit of finishing off to do here. But it is working out well. And this field is almost done. Yeah, just these 2 patches to go. Got the lights on now because the light is fading. And we've just got a couple of little patches. Again, not quite finished in this field where I wanted to. But we are finished. Which is only good news. Fold you up. And off the field. There we are. So both fields are rolled. The winter wheat is in. So that is what we wanted to get done for the end of the year. We are almost mulched on all of our fields. Field 1 is not doing too bad. I think... stop this here. I think if we have a look, that, yes, he's going round. That is actually going to be finished this evening as well. Yeah, that is doing the headland as we speak. So we'll get the county back in a little while. All in all, though, look at that lovely fleet of blue. That is gorgeous. But we're done for the day. We've got a little bit of cleaning up around the yard. We'll get that sorted, get that put away. We might give the rollers a wash down, and maybe, well, we'll probably do some maintenance over the winter, I think. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.